What's going on, everyone? And thank you for tuning in to this episode of Bayou Gold Guy. Well, I gotta say, between the 20-degree temperatures and the ice storm coming down, I ended up picking up a bug this week, and it's kept me out of the backyard along with the cold. And I put this together. It's some rock tumbling video that I had done. I forgot I had it. I need to clear space on my phone, so appreciate you bearing with me on this one. We'll be back next week with some cool stuff. And till then, thanks for watching and take care. Well, a good day to you, my friends. And as you can see, we are set up for a little bit of rock tumbling. And we haven't done this in a minute or two since last batch of the viewer rocks we did. So if you haven't seen the last mail call, I got in an order of the Madagascar crystals, 3-pound bag. It was $17, and it has a very cool variety of a lot of different, some big tiger's eye and some jasper, huge piece of amethyst, another big chunk with amethyst through it, as well as some other minerals. These whatever these very cool yellow stones are. So this very, I've seen this before, but I can't remember what it is, but when it's wet, it puts off that yellow-green look to it in the crystallized strata there that it's in. And then some very, very nice clear quartz. Piece of green, I'm not sure if that's a piece of jade. I don't think that's a big chunk of emerald. I don't believe. I think it would be jade. But some, and then we've got some very cool pieces of obsidian. So yeah, a nice variety of something to put in the tumbler. Some odd shape. I'm just debating on which of these I might want to break up with the hammer, because like this big piece here would, I like them. They go in my PAYDIRT bottles, and they just they get more cool pieces of some smaller pieces as well as some chunks. So if I could break this up into some smaller pieces, and, same thing with this big triangle one here. That small one, probably leave it whole since it's already in one smaller piece, to see what it comes down to. So we got those, and I'd gotten another order in of these soda lights, which I believe these were like $17 too, but for a 1 pound or 1.5 pound bag. And again, some very, very cool stones of the cobalt blues in them. This one's almost a black. It really is pretty charcoal black. And then these with the white and the lining through them. So I would probably be inclined to maybe break up a couple more of these too. I think this is one that I've already kind of broken up into some smaller pieces that will shine down. The very first batch I ever did of the tumblers had some of these in it from the National Geographic bag, which came out very cool. Some of my favorite polished stones. Alright, let's return all of our stones. And again, we're right up where we're supposed to be on our level. About two-thirds full. We've got our from the last batch, our reusable porcelain filler. So we are going to sprinkle some of these in just to fill up some of the gaps that are in there. It'll trickle down there and provide more of a buffer and give more surface area for this stuff to move around on. It's going to put us a little bit over our weight, but this will be our third round on the tumbler, and it has done great every time so far. So I didn't allow for water in this either, but I think we were at close to 1.25 pounds the very first times we were doing this. So let's see, I zeroed it out, not counting the weight of the tumbler in it. So yeah, even counting the weight of the tumbler and everything, it's 1.11, so we're all right with that. So now we add, for every pound you add, we got see, this is brand new, got our sealed up cap on it there. That's our grit. This is, you can see it's a 60 grit silicon carbide. So we're going to use, there's 1, there's 2, and we're a little over a pound, so we'll add a little bit extra in there. And again, mine is one of the quick rolling tumblers. So it tends to, oh, I forgot the other thing that we had here. I'd ordered from Lynch, some of their peridot. They have peridot bags that they sell, $40, plus the shipping, like $8 shipping on it. So it came in, and it came in the soft pack envelope, and I open it up, and it's got, this is what they usually put their PAYDIRT bags in, but you can see, I open it up, and they spilled out. It's just raw, it's just loose in the bag is how they sent this. So that is the size that you get when you order. Oh, I have to find that one. Oh, there it is. At least, like I said, the ground's barren pretty much under me here, but like I said, I was expecting it to be some of the larger size in with these as well that they put in the gizmo bags, and maybe some of them might be polished, but these are all very, pretty much small size. There's nothing large like they put in the gizmo bags in this. So I don't know if it's really for $40 compared to what I can get from my sites in India. It probably is not a bad price for these, but like I said, there's just, that's one of the larger pieces right there that's in here. So, but let's go ahead and sprinkle a few of these. We didn't get these in the before shot, but we'll sprinkle some peridot in there and see how they do. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cheesy. They just pack them up loose in this, and you tear open the bag, or if you were to cut it open because it's stuck together. At least I opened it up over the counter, so when a couple of them fell out, they were contained. But yeah, again, kind of cheesy on the packaging on that. But it's all right. There we have it. We are ready to go. Make sure everything is cleaned at the top. Oh well, I guess we need to add some water to it. That would help the process immensely. So you want water that'll just cover the material, and our water right there does just cover our material. But like I was saying, since this is a fast turning tumbler, we will need to check on it in a couple of days, because it will grind the grit down to smooth slurry, and your rocks will spend the next, out of a week, they may spend 3 days tumbling where they're only having themselves to bounce against it, because the grit has been, that's what it does, it wears it down to where it becomes just a fine slurry as it breaks down from the tumbling. I guess we can turn that off. And so yeah, so it's and especially on these that are the faster turning tumblers, it does go faster. So we're seated down there good. Crank her down. All right, and we're ready to go for, like I said, we'll check on it in about 3 days and check the slurry count on it, the grit count, and see. All right, we are here at our tumbler. We'll put it in there. We'll set our timer for 4 days. I forgot how quiet it was. And we've got our padding. I have to level it off to make sure, like I said, my floor is not level, so the desk is not level. And I try to keep it where it doesn't run on these little grommets, and it's not touching any of them right now. It seems to have a bit of a wobble to it, but like I say, we're staying right in the middle. So we will let it run for 4 days, and then we'll check our grit, and then this is gonna run for at least 7 or 8 days minimum. Last time I ran my stuff, I forgot all about the rocks and minerals box that we had. Well, there wasn't too much to put in there anyway, so it doesn't matter. We'll get on that one the next round. But But yeah, this is going to run for a minimum of 7 to 8 days, if not a little more, on the initial grit. Well, we have been now a full 8 days of tumbling here. As we saw, we opened it up between the 3rd and 4th day and added some more grit to it. There was still a bit of grit left in the bottom that had not turned completely to slurry, so I wasn't worried about changing it out for the other 4 days, full 4 days to run. And it looks like we actually still have some active grit in there right now, so that's good. That means that we had our grit kept up all the way through. This definitely did better than the National Geographic or the grit we used from Northern Tool that I'd gotten in that $15 multi-pack of all the sizes, but very small. If you remember, they were little envelopes. Try to keep this stuff from getting all over the gold station here initially. But let's take a little look and see if we could want to put these things, run them through any more on another couple of days of tumbling. Because I'm definitely running these longer than I did the first couple of batches that I did. Definitely the second batch I rushed. But I know this first grit is supposed to cut them down, take off basically the sharp edges and the a lot of the pits out of them. And these are still, looks like they have got a lot of rough spots to them. We are getting some polish on them, but after 8 days, I would have thought that that these would have been looking a bit smoother. You can still see there's still a lot of contour striations. You can see the divots. It is not smoothed down the overall rock. Oh, look what it did to our. That's why I didn't put a big piece of that in there, because I was pretty sure that's what was going to happen to this stuff when we put it in, tried to polish this. It would disappear. We're going to go ahead and pull that out because there's no need to just disintegrate it for nothing. And there you can see there's our little peridot that I threw in after it had started that came in, and it is already smoothing up, polishing down. A big difference on that. So it'll be interesting to see how long those last. And our jasper, you said even there, yeah, especially with the grit still in it, you can still see there's a lot of rough spots on the surface. Things that's what that grit, the big grit, from the way I understand it, is supposed to really cut down more, because the second grit is still a grit, but it's finer. So this is where you really want to get the most action on your. That's a pretty piece of sodalite going along there. That's what I was really looking forward to having some of this stuff to put in it in another tumble again, because it was so beautiful the first time what I had from my National Geographic. But that's what I was wondering too. How our quartz is looking. And our other piece of sodalite there, it's pretty dirty. See, it hadn't even cleaned off the dark on it there, run it down. So, but yeah, you can see all the stuff that's catching in the grooves there. That's what you want to have ground down before you go into the next stage. I believe. Oh, there was our ruby. Damn, it looks like that ruby is disappearing pretty fast. It doesn't necessarily seem to be shining. Wanting to get shiny, it's still very cloudy, and I'm not really sure what kind of rubies these actually are, because they are very big stones that I got You know, I think it was 20 of them or something that came in. Oh, there's that piece that was like the labradorite looking, I believe, that had the shimmer in it. On the camera, it's got a really, that blue comes up even better on the camera here than it does in person showing up. But a very cool looking stone. These are the Madagascar crystals that I've gotten in. So, well, I think we're going to return this back to the tumbler and let it go another week. So, like I said, there's one of those yellow stones that we'd put in there. There's our little piece of amethyst with the white quartz in it. That's always cool to have that in the piece that tumbles with the multicolor. If it'll stay through, that'll probably disappear before we're done. There's that piece of quartz that had the rocks still in it. It is cutting through. And just like that, we are back after. Actually, I let it burnish for 2 days on the soap because I just didn't have time to get on it yesterday. Basically, trying to get the video that's coming out tonight for Labor Day done. So we will. If you have any soap left in there, it's all dissolved down pretty good. So all right, well, there we go. I'm going to go rinse this off real good, and we'll take a quick look at it before we start our polishing powder. Again, that was the pre-polish we just went through, and it's time to move to the polishing stage. All right, we are washed up thoroughly, and we're just going to go ahead and throw them in because we took a pretty good look at them just before the burnish stage, but they're very, very well cleaned out. So we will go ahead and put all this right back in. All that soap did was, like I said, clean off, make sure there was no amount of foreign grit of any kind left in there off the last one. And we will go with like I said, this is our step 4, our polishing 1200 grit of the aluminum oxide. So it is the white. This is the first time we're doing with the white powder, and this is the stuff I hated so much from the first one. Let's see, does this have a scoop in it? That last one had a scoop in it, I didn't even know. But yeah, you can see that stuff just sticks crazy to you. So all right, let me go get my scoop. All right, I just went and got my regular tablespoon because I don't want to risk spreading any grit from that other stuff that had the scoop in it into this. But yeah, it was hard to rinse it off my finger in the house. So 1 scoop of this per pound, and we had a little over a pound, so we're going to add a little extra anyway to it because this is going to run for 8 days. And then we will check it out and see how we look. If it looks like it needs some more time. All right, well, there we are covered. That stuff dissolved in there pretty good. Like I said, that other stuff was just such a nightmare to get it off the rocks when it was done. So yeah, I'm just hoping that this stuff will be better. Put that in there. Get that back seated down on there tight across the top. And again, I just can't stress how great this tumbler, this National Geographic, this is the hobby tumbler. This isn't even the professional tumbler has done though. Since I started this, like I said, this is our 3rd full round of tumbling with the same belt on it, and have not had any issues whatsoever. So it has been great. So back on there, and we will see you in 8 days. So all right, we are through our first round of the polishing grit, and we will see. This has been running for 9 days. And excuse my thing clean here. Been running for 9 days. I wasn't ready to stop it when it was done for the 7 or 8, so I let it run. Actually, this may be the 10th day when I just shut it down on this to give it the first look. I have not opened it up again since it's been polishing. And I can say right now, I already like this stuff better because that other polish I used had this stuff just coated with a white film that you would not even see. That is looking really nice. There's that stone, if y'all recall from the very first. I don't think we've shown it again since I started, that had that, like I said, almost a labradorite or a look to it. That is coming out beautiful. Our quartz and our... So yeah, let's, I'm going to go get these rinsed down real good. I've got my toothbrush out here ready to go through and scrub each one down like I've had to do over and over again. But this actually looks like it might not. This is different, so all right. Well, all right, I've been out here in this sweltering ass sun getting everything scrubbed down, and I will say this, that polish did not hang on to the stones the way it did the previous two from National Geographic and from Harbor Freight. It did rinse off, but it also, you notice these are dried, and they do have some shine to them for sure, but they're just not holding that glassy, like again, there's a wet one next to it. Oh, well, there's a wet one next to that one, so it just lacks that shine. And then that piece that was so cool that had the iridescence, it just looks like a cloudy, until you get it wet. Oh, where'd I go? Until you get it wet, and then it lights up beautifully. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these back in for another week with the polish on them, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and pull these out because the peridot have turned out they've looked real nice there. Got a very nice polish on them, and I don't want them to get any smaller. Plus we've got some cool little pieces of rocks that have flaked off in there. We're going to save those before they get smaller. So that'll be it. We're going to, y'all know the drill. I'm going to put it back in the finishing polish on this for another 8 days, and we will see how that looks. If we can get that glassy, like I said, once you get it wet, especially that jasper, you can see the difference in that dark and light for how dull the obsidian is as opposed to when it is wet, and it is just a beautiful shine on that. So we're just not there yet. Our sodalites are looking good for sure, and our tiger's eye is very, very nice. Well, for some reason, I had a couple of videos that were corrupted and just missing from my Google storage on this tumbling series on this batch. So I can say, though, that I did run it through another 8 to 10 days on the polish and then the burnish, and I did not get that glassy finish off of these, and it didn't really come in any better than what you saw off the last finishing here. So there you have it. It was kind of a disappointing turnout on these, but like I said, I've only done it 3 times, so I'm still learning this stuff for sure. It's always fun. I need to start another batch. This is from 2022, though, so I had to get this cleared out, and it's been around for too long. So thanks for hanging out and watching it with me there on this one. And like I said, I'll be back next week, and everyone take care. And until the next time, peace out, my friends.